Team with fans you are the least intimidated by. This is, let's go the Bruins. There we go. Hey, I'm Mitch Marner, and today we're gonna call some teams out.
Team city with your favorite restaurant.
Ooh.
There's so many good restaurants. I got a big list on my phone, so.
That's a good question. I think I'm gonna go with Florida.
Boston. I'm gonna go Giacomo's. I went to Boston College and there's this restaurant, Giacomo's. Very affordable Italian, it's unreal. So that's probably one of my favorite restaurants I've ever been to, so I'll go that.
There's so many good restaurants. I got a big list on my phone, so.
You got your phone next to you.
I'm gonna go with Philadelphia. Double Knot, really good spot. It's like sushi, steak, kind of Asian fusion, I'd say, but yeah, really good spot. Nice vibe in there too.
I got every city that I have restaurants that I like.
Are they ranked or is it just a list?
No, it's just straight up list. Ooh.
Willie, he takes care of the Swedes and they do their own thing, kind of. So I think he's definitely in charge of that.
There's so many good places.
That's hard. It's going to be Vancouver or Montreal. I'm probably just going to pick both because like it just depends.
I like going to Manhattan. There's lots of good restaurants.
But I'll go with New York. You got a lot of options.
This is kind of a tough one. There's a lot of good spots. I mean, it's hard not to go with, obviously, New York. Just different variety of food. I mean, they got some great sushi, some great Italian, some great steakhouses.
New York is standard, LA is standard. I love my time in Chicago. And there's a lot of good restaurants in Chi-Town.
Chicago. Had a couple good meals out there. Was that the deep dish pizza they have is also very good.
What's the name of the spot?
This is gonna be hard. I don't know the name of the spot. I think every guy's gonna know. These two are great, and Miku in Vancouver is exceptional, and obviously to get some sushi to be on the Pacific Ocean. Cipino's is very good. The chef there has treated us very well. Me and Willie in particular, like always trying to go there when we play in Van, which is only once a year.
Blanking on the name. It's a steakhouse, but there's a lot of good restaurants in Chicago. I forget what it's called, but it's really good.
The team you hate losing to the most. I mean, it's hard to just put one. I think everyone.
I think this is every team.
I mean, all of them.
I'm just gonna say the league, you know.
New Jersey Devils, home state team, and I always find myself playing there quite a bit, and I always have friends and family there, so always want to put on a good performance.
I'd like to think that this one's pretty obvious.
Probably these two. I know I can't put two on here, but if I could, it'd be that.
These two teams, I think, there's a long tradition here in Toronto, and we had a really tough loss against one team in particular last spring.
Was that always the case?
No, I played on 7 teams, but I play for the Leafs right now, and these guys beat us in the playoffs, so that's the only one that matters.
The team you think you've scored the most goals against.
You have the answer for us.
You do have the answer?
It's got to be someone in my conference, obviously.
I have not scored that many goals. I'll be the first one to admit, more of a passer.
I want to say it's Carolina or Buffalo. I'm going to go with Carolina. Okay. There we go.
Is there a particular one that's your favorite?
No, I think scoring is very hard in this league, so you appreciate them all, whether they're pretty or not.
I want to say it's Pittsburgh, and I think it's 2.
It's actually a tie. There's 2 teams. Pittsburgh is one of them.
Pittsburgh and Tampa is my. It's 2. It's not hard to remember.
You have 3 against both.
Edmonton and Buffalo.
Your hunch is correct. Those are the top 2.
Really?
Which one do you think is the top? That's good. You got 12.
That's nothing to be proud of, but it's not bad. It's respectable, you know?
Maybe Tampa?
Tampa's not in the top 5 there.
Oh,
It's the Bruins.
the Bruins.
Montreal.
Montreal?
It's hard not to go Montreal. I had the COVID season. We played them 80 times. I don't know if this is right. I'm gonna go Montreal.
That's right. 27. And then the next one's the Sens.
Yeah, I was picking between those two. I see them a lot.
That is correct. You have 16 against them.
Okay, nice.
Is someone in the division? It's the Red Wings.
It is the Red Wings. I want 2 COVID mine. Shoot.
Any particular one that's your favorite?
All of them.
Well, I think I scored like my 200th or something against them last year, maybe, or something like that. It was not a very pretty goal, but it was a cool one to remember.
I mean, 16, that's a lot to remember.
Player who surprised you most by complimenting you after a game?
I mean, there hasn't been like a situation where like they come up and, oh my God, you're so good. But that's never happened.
We don't really chat too much with the opposing team after a game. You know, I think we're right off the ice, but I think in playoffs, when you're going through the handshake line, you get to talk to him a little bit. And I'll go with Boston again on this. You know, I think I met with McAvoy. I think he was said some nice things, and you know, it was a pretty hard battle with each other. So yeah, it was nice to hear that.
I'm sure Austin and Mitchie and Willie experienced that a lot, but I have not experienced that.
When Tyson Berry came here, Sid, I got to meet him after a game and he said some kind things, so that was a pretty cool one to get some love from.
I think my mom sent me a clip of Lundqvist talking about something in a game, and that one was pretty cool. Actually, I did an interview with headphones on, like post-game or something, and I didn't even realize I was talking to him because I couldn't hear. And my mom was like, you know that was Lundqvist after the game.
Carey Price, after my first call up to the NHL, went out to dinner with some of the guys after, and he was there, just kind of congratulated me on getting called up, and a very special moment for me.
I'm gonna pick Dallas for Mike Modano, even though I played against them both franchises, but obviously he's a Dallas star. So he signed me a nice stick. I remember watching him growing up and used to love watching him skate with the puck and how effortless it was, and his jersey flowing in the back. And a great hockey player signed me a stick with a nice message on it. So it was, as a young kid, a little nervous to ask, the trainers, but it was pretty cool.
Sidney Crosby's my favorite player growing up, and like he's like the 1A, 1B was Kaner. So Kaner never complimented me until we played together. He'd also yell at me sometimes, so that was cool. But I've met Sid a few times, and he's alluded to the fact that he likes my game at some point or another. He definitely wouldn't remember it, but that was cool for me. And then Ovechkin, just the fact that he knew who I was when I was in my first couple of years was pretty special.
We do a lot of videos, quizzes, original content at hockey.
So subscribe now and make sure that you don't miss out on any of the new content coming out.
The team you think you've gotten the most penalty minutes against?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I average like 10 penalty minutes a year probably.
I actually have no clue. I'm just gonna guess and say no. Maybe these guys.
I accumulated more minutes earlier in my career, for sure. Let the emotions get the best of me.
I mean, I just see red randomly, like if someone gets hit, jumping in there pretty quick, doing something pretty stupid, but
I mean, again, it's conference-wise.
I want to say the Rangers or Pittsburgh, just from my time on the island. And early in my career, you played the teams in your divisions even more than you do now.
This is my guess.
it is correct. And why did you think that?
I think I got a 10 against them. I think I got a 10, a 5, and a 2 one night.
I'm gonna say like Tampa. Do you have the answer?
It's Montreal.
Montreal.
I want to say Florida. I hated them, so I think I got in a few penalties against them.
You have the state right. It was Tampa.
It was Tampa?
Yeah. Do you remember any
It's all. No, I don't. Short-term memory with those. Yeah. Move on from those.
I literally have no idea.
It's
I don't know.
someone in your division, I'll say.
I'll go with Tampa.
It's the Sabres.
The Sabres, okay.
I'm gonna take a guess and say Pittsburgh, but it could be the Rangers.
It was the Rangers.
It was the Rangers? Yeah, okay. That's one of the league's best rivalries, Islanders Rangers, so it doesn't surprise me.
This could be wrong.
I get why you picked that, but it is the Panthers.
It is the Panthers. Damn.
It's actually Vancouver Canucks. Vancouver. Almost had a few tens.
Player you would most like to do a jersey swap with but haven't yet, or stick swap?
I've done a lot of stick swaps.
Pittsburgh with Sidney Crosby, or even Evgeny Malkin, guys that have been in the league.
Crosby again. That'd be a sick one to have, obviously.
Evgeny Malkin. I don't think I have one of his sticks, and if I do, I have no idea where it is, so I probably need a new one.
So I would go Carey Price. Hate to do the Habs in this, but this Carey Price is someone I looked up to a lot growing up. I would have loved to be able to play against him, be on the same ice as him, and it would have been really cool to do a jersey or a stick swap.
I'll say Alexander Kerfoot. I feel like because there's something cool about new jerseys and the first season, and we grew up together, and I just think that might be cool to have a Utah jersey, just considering they're a new franchise.
Anze Kopitar would be pretty good. Played against him for a long time and really respect his career, and still, even at his age, still one of the league's best players, top centerman, so got a lot of respect for Anze.
Probably gonna go with Igor Shesterkin. Really respect his game, and he's a hell of a goalie. Having a jersey or a stick from him would be pretty sweet to have.
So again, I collect a lot of sticks. The one guy that I never got that I wish I did was Mr. Jaromir Jagr in my first 2 years when he was still playing, and I think he was on Florida at the time. I remember asking, and they're too busy or he had to go or something, but it's the one that got away. So we'll go with Jaromir Jagr. That would have been cool.
Have you ever had someone come up to you after a game where you're like, oh damn, when they wanted your jersey, you might have been a little...
Well, I don't think there's many jersey ask in our league. It's more stick ask. I think it was 2 years ago, I remember Ovechkin asked for one for his son, which was a really cool kind of moment again. So that was pretty surreal.
Do goalies ever do massive swaps? Because I mean, you have a few of them.
That'd be sweet. That's not a thing that I know of, but I'd be open to it. So if I find a Tindy that wants to do a mass swap, I'll let you know.
Oh wow, the team with the best chirper In the league?
I played with this guy, so I'm gonna go with Michael Bunting. There's been a couple good ones, there's been a couple really bad ones. Last year, I think he was going at it with domes or something, and I was just, I don't know, it was nice to just sit there and like watch it all go down.
I'll give Ryan some love. He's got some pretty good one-liners in there that he throws out.
Ryan Strome and Frank Vetrano. Played with them for a year, and those guys just feed off each other, and they're just chirping at everybody and anyone who will listen to them.
Play against them, they still kind of get.
Yeah, I played against them last year, and they kind of gave it to me a little bit, just kind of let me know, and Frank ended up scoring that game, so he definitely let me hear that one.
Boston, I'm gonna go Trent Frederick. I don't think he really chirps all that much, but I know there are some funny videos on YouTube of him getting like hot mic'd, saying some funny stuff.
I'm in your kitchen 7-6, woo!
He's just such a great dude, so it's so funny to listen to his chirps. He's such a nice guy.
I don't think there's a specific guy, but I feel like their whole team either has good chirps or bad chirps. It really depends on the night and what they're talking about, but I'll never let them know if it's a good chirp. I'll kind of just soak it and skate away.
The team with the best golfer on it.
Utah Hockey Club, the new team here.
The Utah Hockey Club, Clayton Keller.
My buddy Josh Stone, pretty good golfer, as well as I heard Clayton Keller's pretty good, so.
I grew up with Keller, so I'll go Clayton Keller here. He's a pretty special golfer, and of course not a bad hockey player either.
Joe Pavelski, I think, was the unanimous best golfer.
I was lucky enough and very fortunate, one of the highlights of my career, to play with Joe Pavelski in Dallas for a short little stint. He's an outstanding golfer as well.
I'll say Utah, because I know Kerf's a good player, and I know that they have some other guys there that played a lot around Arizona.
Played in Arizona. There's Clayton Keller's a great golfer. He's not in Arizona anymore. Utah, the Utah Hockey Club.
Ryan Getzlaff, golfed him a few times in Anaheim when I played there, and he was quite the stick. Very good player.
Are you good?
I am not good. I stink, but I have fun, so that's all that matters.
Very subpar, like high 80s, low 90s, just depends on the day.
It's very above par.
Yeah, there you go, above par.
Team with a goal horn you like hearing the least. I mean, all of them.
I hope there's not one, because that means I'm getting scored on a ton by that team.
This guy, for sure.
The cannon will get you if you're not ready for it.
Where's Columbus? And they have a cannon, I think. That one will get you.
Well, he's been a glue guy. Oh!
Yeah, but sometimes I think they go off when you're coming out onto the ice too. It's just like, oh.
Jump out of your skates a little bit. I'll go Columbus on that one.
I actually don't like it at all, the hey, hey, hey. I think it's a little obnoxious and annoying, but yeah, I grew up a Devils fan, so I didn't like hearing it, and every time I play there, I actually got my second shutout there, so that was nice to have at MSG. Didn't have to hear it that game, so. Silence is golden when you're a goalie on the road.
Team with fans you're the least intimidated by.
Team with fans you are the least intimidated by. This is
Let's go the Bruins. There we go.
Maybe Buffalo. Not that you're intimidated by their fans, but I feel like every time we go and play in Buffalo, there's a lot of Leafs fans.
When we play in Buffalo, it's usually half our fans, so hard to be intimidated when it's half of your fans are in the crowd.
Guess it would be a team in a different conference.
It's a brand new team, so I don't know what Utah hockey's going to bring fan-wise, but hopefully it's going to be great and bring a sick atmosphere in there when we go to play. So I'm interested to see. I'll say Utah for now. Yeah, there you go. Maybe I'll get booed.
Guess I'll say Vancouver. We don't go there very often, but I grew up there, and I feel like when we go there, we got lots of fans on our side too, so it's always fun.